Okay, so let's look at the next scale choice we have, which is A minor pentatonic. If you recall from our section on theory, we found that A minor was the sixth chord of the key of C, and therefore it is still related to the chord we're playing over, which is D minor 7. So this is the scale we're going to apply now, A minor pentatonic, on top or against the D minor 7 chord. So let's look at the notes in A minor pentatonic and see how that relates to the D minor 7 chord. The first note is A, which is the fifth of the D minor 7 chord. And then we have the note of C, which is the minor 7th or flatted 7th of this chord. And then we have D, which is the root, first or root. And then we've got some E. Now, in relationship to the D minor 7 chord, this is in fact the ninth of the chord. So what we're getting here is a very nice colour tone on the chord. The E note against the D minor 7 chord produces the second or the ninth. So quite colorized. And we also have, last note being the G, which is the 4th or 11th. Now we had that in D minor 7, D minor pentatonic as well. So the effect, the cumulative effect of playing this scale, A minor pentatonic, against the D minor 7 chord is to create an expanded sound of a ninth, to create the minor 9 sound. And so this is going to introduce quite a bit more colour and interest into our improvisation. So I'm going to go ahead right now and improvise a little bit over a D minor 7 chord. This time we'll use a bossa nova style and show you how A minor pentatonic sounds against it. Alright, so let's have a listen. Okay, so that is A minor pentatonic against our D minor 7 chord. I'm going to show you the last scale choice now, which is interesting. It's E minor pentatonic. Okay, so let's look at the final scale choice for improvising over our D minor 7 chord, which is E minor pentatonic. Now when I tell this to students that they can use this scale, they go, what? Because it's a D minor 7 chord, are you going to play E minor pentatonic? They think, oh, I'm playing the wrong key, or why does that work? Well, we know it works because E minor is the third chord of the key of C, and we can use this minor pentatonic. So let's look at the notes in the E minor pentatonic scale and compare it against our chord, which is D minor 7. Alright? So the first note in the scale is E. Now E in relationship to the chord is the second or ninth, so right away we have an interesting colorized tone. The next note is G, and we know this is the 4th or 11th of this chord, producing minor 11 sound. The next note is A. That's a strong chord tone, it's the 5th. Okay, the next note is probably the most interesting because it's B. Now in relationship to the D minor 7 chord, B is the 6th or 13th. It's this sound. D minor 6. Let's listen to that again. Yeah, interesting, right? Let's listen again. And also. So this is a very colorized and interesting note. It is the interval of a major 6 above the D, and it is the note which is found specifically in the Dorian mode. Now we're not talking about modes today, but suffice it to say that you can produce a sort of implied Dorian sound by playing E minor pentatonic against the D minor 7 chord. So that is our interesting note, the B. And then the next note in the scale is D, which we know is just the root. So actually E minor pentatonic is the most interesting and colorized of all the scales because it contains all the upper extensions of the chord, because we have the 9th and we have the 11th and we have the 13th. So, you know, harmonically it's actually the most interesting scale to play. So we said that D minor pentatonic was the most boring scale to play. Well, it is. E minor is the most interesting one to play, and this is the one that I really like to use. So let's move along to our last demonstration, which is using E minor pentatonic on top of our D minor 7 chord. Okay, and there we have the E minor pentatonic demonstration, and as you can probably clearly hear, it's very interesting harmonically. So let's crack along to the last concluding section now. Okay, and here is the last playing demonstration, which utilises all 3 minor pentatonics. We've got D minor, E minor and A minor pentatonics. So I hope you can see that just by applying a little bit of theory is going to enable us to play some much more interesting sounding stuff. So let's have a listen then. Okay, well ladies and gentlemen, there we have it. That wraps up this week for a Jazz Club. Join me next time and we're going to be looking at application of some arpeggios. Alright, well thank you very much. I've been Rowan J. Parker. Don't forget to visit my website, which is www.rowanjparker.com, and you can find me on YouTube channel Rowan J. Parker. Tons of cool guitar stuff on that. So thank you very much for watching. It's been a blast showing this stuff, and I hope you've learned something. Thank you much. Goodbye.